How's it going, guys? Little Dog Doug here. Today we are doing the quest Dealing with Scabaras. This is a rather long quest, so let's just get into it now. The quest requirements for this quest are the quest The Feud, Zogre Flesh Eaters and all the prerequisite quests to that, and Contact, as well as all the prerequisite quests to Contact. So if you've done The Feud, Zogre Flesh Eaters, and Contact, you have done all the prerequisites and you don't have to worry about those. And then the skill requirements consist of 21 fire making, 50 agility, 60 thieving, and 60 strength. And 60 crafting is also recommended. It's not required, but you'll have to wait about 3 hours for a portion of the quest to complete if you do not have 60 crafting. As well as the levels on the screen here, the higher level you have in agility, thieving, and strength, the easier this quest is going to be to complete. And then we have the list of needed items. Of course, you're going to have your set of combat equipment, as well as a bucket of Umpfunky dung. Umpfunky dung is just camel dung. You get this by using the special kebab sauce you got in the previous quest on the camel trough, and then using a bucket on the dung. You need 10 gold artifacts from Pyramid Plunder activity. This can be the gold seal, the golden scarab, or the golden statuette. If you don't feel like doing the Pyramid Plunder game, you can just buy them off the GE. You're going to need a pyramid top, which you do have to do the agility pyramid for, and you could need up to 18 bronze bars, depending on what assignment you're giving during the quest. I needed 18 bronze bar. You could need 9 or only even 6. I'm also going to recommend you bring some food along, as there are some pretty tough fights, especially if you're a lower level during this quest. And finally, for the recommended items, before we get into the quest itself, I'm going to recommend you bring around 2 water skins, full water skins. These will be refillable at a point during the quest, so you don't need to bring a bunch. Around 5,000 coins for carpet rides. 3 to 4 normal logs. I'm highly recommending this. Unless you have 95 fire making, you could get screwed over, as the logs during the quest that you get for a certain part require 20 levels higher than the actual fire making level to light. So the level 1 logs require a level 21 fire making level to light. So I'm recommending that you just bring those normal logs with you. So rather than leaving the quest up to chance, you have the logs in the inventory already and you're ready to go. As I said earlier, I'm also recommending that you bring food. Around 10 pieces should do you. And there will be an opportunity to bank during the quest, so don't worry too much about your inventory space. To begin the quest, you're going to want to speak to the High Priest of Sophanum. He's located in Sophanum in his temple. You can see it's located in the red box on your screen right now. So as I said, to begin, you're going to speak to the High Priest in Sophanum and choose the first chat option, What News? He's going to tell you that there was a dead woman brought to him and that you might be able to identify the body. Now he tells you to go upstairs, but after the graphical update with Menaphos, you just climb the ladder and the cutscene will begin with you actually where they were with the body right here. You're going to want to click through the dialogue in this cutscene, in which the female comes back to life from a cadaveric potion, just like in the old Romeo and Juliet quest. Your character recognizes that it's the woman from the Contact quest, and you have to talk to her and choose every chat option, 1 through 5, in that order, to learn about what happened and what you need to do. You can see the graphics are messing up, so I had to re-log in. So that's what that bad editor is all about. And then once you're done speaking to Misa, speak to the High Priest. And now you're going to head to the Oasis in the southeastern corner of the desert. You can see there are 2 ladders here. You're going to want to go to these ladders so you can get up on the plateau. The fastest way to get there is just through the gates of Sophanum and running from there. Once you get into the swamp area, you're going to see the pillar blocking these staircases. Just to your north, that's where you want to go. You'll see these Scabaras walking around. Just try to avoid them as they'll attack you. But you want to climb over the fallen pillar and make your way up the stairs and talk to the head archaeologist. Now she's going to give you some math problems when you want to help her. So choose the first chat option. I've had dealings with this kind before. Feel free to test me. This is about Simon Templeton because he's kind of a sleazeball. So your questions might be different, but the answer to the first question I got was 80 multiplied by 2. The next question, she asks you to add 3 numbers together. That would be 364 if you got the same numbers. The next answer is 396 if you got the same question as I did. You can see it on the screen. And then the final question, the division problem, is 99. Now you're going to want to talk to her again after you've done with the math problems. And they're going to tell you about distressing objects to make them look old. Now, this is where you're going to get your custom assignment. You can check your quest log for your assignment, but with the release of Menaphos, we're just going to home teleport to Menaphos. That way we can bank in Menaphos and use the anvil in Menaphos to make these items. You don't have to make them. You can buy them from a shop if you'd rather do that, if you don't feel like making the bronze bars if you're an Iron Man or something like that. So what I did is I just went to the Grand Exchange in Menaphos. I bought the 18 bronze bars that I needed for my 9 full helms. And then I ran to the anvil. Now you can bank your golden scarabs or that kind of thing now if you don't have inventory space, because you can just run back to the bank to get those. So at the anvil, I made my 9 full helms. And then you're going to want to take these out into the desert sun, because if you're not in the desert sun, this won't work. So you have to leave the city and walk out a little bit. And then you're going to use your bucket of Unthunky Dung on each helmet. This will distress them. If you don't have the level 60 crafting, you can take the bucket of Unthunky Dung and the 9 full helms and just place the 9 full helms in the crate, and you're going to take those to the archaeologists back in the swamp. However, you do have to wait 3 hours for these to be fully done. Once you have distressed all of your full helms, you're going to use one of them on the crate. It will place all 9 in the crate. And then you can head back into Menaphos, if that's where you went, to get your golden scarabs out of the bank or your golden statuettes. Now, once you have your scarabs or your statuettes, you're going to want to head to the agility pyramid. Make sure you still have your pyramid top in your inventory as well as the crate of items. So the way I took to get to the agility pyramid was just going out of Menaphos and then taking the flying carpet to Palnivnich and then to Narda. If you have a Ring of Charos, make sure you travel and then charm him with the second chat option. If you don't, just fast travel. It's going to be 1,000 coins anyway. Alright, from Palnivnich, like I said, you're going to go to Narda. Sophanem and Narda are about the same distance between the pyramid. However, from Narda, you do have to run through the heart, so it can be a little faster with the elevation changes to go to Sophanem. So you're going to want to talk to Simon Templeton and choose the first chat option. Some archaeologist asked me to deliver some items to you. And then after clicking through the dialogue options here, you're going to choose the first chat option 3 times in a row. You will hand over all the items that he needed, and he will give you a receipt for turning the items in. Now you're going to head back to the archaeologists on the cliff, through the swamp, and speak to the head archaeologist. Now she's going to tell you she needs to get 4 Scabaras notes just by killing monsters. So to the north, you're going to find 2 of those monsters that you can kill. This is the zombie and the skeleton. Now these monsters are going to drop the Scabaras notes. So just right click on your drop pile to pick them up and then use them on the book that you were given. Or just click on them, it'll add them automatically. The monsters do not always drop it the first time you kill them. However, it's a pretty high drop chance. From the mummies and the skeletons, you're just going to want to go out and then go west. There's a small cliff you can jump over, and you can attack the mummies out here. These also drop a Scabaras note. And then climb back over the wall and go back down into the swamp to kill a Scabaras. If you run out of water, you can refill your water at the spring here. Once you've got your final Scabaras note and you've used it on the book, take this back to the lead archaeologist and she's going to give you a key. Now this key allows you to open a door to the north. You can see I actually walked past it here, which is the reason for the terrible edit. But there are stairs down just straight to the north that you can go down. And once you're in here, you're going to want to go to the log station here if you didn't bring your own logs. As you can see, I didn't. And I ended up needing to, so I had to go back and get some. And then talk to the clay golem. The golem is going to tell you about the room that you're in. And that you need to light the furnace to power the rooms. Now, just don't choose any chat options here because you can't do anything. And then turn around and use a log on the furnace. It only takes 1 log at a time, but it is highly possible to fail. So I recommend bringing more. Once you've got 1 log in, you're going to want to go talk to the clay golem again, click through the dialogue options, and choose the 3rd chat option. I'm ready to operate the levers. Now, this is all depending on your level, but I set the mysterious room to the highest power because that was the most difficult room for me, and then the narrow walkway room to the 2nd highest power because that was the agility room, and it's easy to fail agility shortcuts. And then I set the empty room to the 2nd lowest power because I could kill the scarab pretty easily. And I have a high strength level, so I didn't need a very high strength level to pull the lever. So I started off by going to the agility room and walking across and pulling the lever. If you do fail one of these, you have to completely start over. Next, you have the giant scarab. Don't forget to pull the lever in the room. You can see I walk out without pulling the lever in the room. I just had to go back. Nothing really bad happens. I just had to go back. And then for the mysterious room, this is a pretty tough one. It is a 6x6 puzzle in which you have to match rows of 3 of the same type of rune. What I did is I would click 3 side by side and track what rune it was on a piece of paper just so I didn't have to remember. Once you set a rune to a higher power, you can see it's fairly easy and they line themselves up pretty well. However, if they don't, you're going to have to find the other matching rune. The higher your thieving level, the easier this puzzle is to complete for you. I believe you get more moves. But all you have to do is click on them and either write down, or if you have a great memory, remember where they are. You can see I actually forgot that there was a mist room next to the blood runes there. So that was embarrassing. Once you're done, you can pull the lever. Pull any levers you forgot to pull because you were in a hurry. And then go to the final room, the strength room. Now, as I said earlier, the higher power you set a room to, the easier it's going to be. So if you have 99 agility, don't set the narrow walkway to the higher power. Once you've got all 4 levers pulled, you're going to head to the western room. Watch out for the traps. I didn't. And then once you're in this large room here, you're going to run all the way to the northwestern corner. Open the door to go in. And then talk to the High Priest of Scabaras. Now, there's going to be a lot of chat options here, so pay attention very carefully. Choose the first chat option, Conversation A. And then you have 2 options here. Either 2, the Beetle Braid option, in which he'll attack you with magic, or 4, couldn't hit an ogre, in which he'll attack you with ranged. Now, depending on whatever armor you are using, there's going to be a better option for you to pick. And then once you've defeated him, he will completely start his dialogue all over. Choose the 4th chat option, By all the deities, what is going on here? And then choose the first chat option, I sense the Devourer's hand in this. Now this could be a bug. He was not supposed to attack me at this point, but since they released Menaphos, they might have changed it. So I left it in. He'll attack you, and then you're going to want to choose the same chat options again, By all the deities, what is going on here? I sped up the fights just because they're fights, and then choose the first chat option, I sense the Devourer's hand in this. Am I correct? Now, he will snap out of his trance, and he will stop having these scarabs attack you. Now, this is when you're going to want to head back to the High Priest in Sophanum to turn the quest in. So what I did is I just home teleported to the bandit camp. If you have a desert treasure, just El Kharid, and then to Palnivnich with a flying carpet is going to be your best route. Or even a Palnivnich teleport if you have one in your bank. So I talked to the man, the rug merchant, and I fast traveled to Sophanum. And then from here, I just went through the front gates and walked all the way south in Sophanum up to the High Priest Church. Or temple, or whatever you would call it. I'm not really sure. Speak to the High Priest. Your character will tell him that you talked to the High Priest of Scabaras, and he's going to teach you how to make a water tiara, and that is quest complete. If this helped, be sure to leave a like, comment down below if you have any questions, tips, or anything like that. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're bored, check out some other stuff. I do boss guides, quest guides, and event guides. Thanks!